Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. Hope you're having a super Sunday. Welcome to Colour Me Happy in its new home, yes, on a Sunday afternoon here on Crafters TV, or Sunday morning depending on where you are. This is our weekly destination sort of inky colouring show where we're going to showcase some of the most awesome Spectrum Noir products for you over the next 90 minutes or so. I'm not here on my own, she is back with us. Lily is with us in the studio. How are you, Lily?
Hi, yeah, I'm really well, thank you. I'm really excited to be here today. It's going to be an absolute fab day and we've got a great show lined up for you, so thank you so much for joining us. Yeah,
we do indeed. Also, in its new, I feel like we just moved in. It's like the removals men have just left and just put Colour Me Happy in its new home. What sort of stuff can we expect from the show today then, Lily? What we got on?
We're going to be talking all things ink pads today, so all your questions that you've got about all your different types of Spectrum Noir ink pads, we're going to try and answer all of those for you. So it's going to be a really good, hopefully really educational show, and hopefully you'll learn a lot and have lots of crafty fun along the way too.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Lots of you tuning in already and saying hello this morning. Let's see who we've got in. Anne is in sunny Bristol. It's not sunny here in the North East, Anne, I can tell you that. Georgiana's in Florida. Jill's in North Yorkshire. The lovely Lynn's here. Lynn, your parcel arrived. You know, the other week Michelle knocked her water all over a craft along project. Yeah, Lynn sent up some kids water pots that you can't spill, that can't knock over from Michelle, which I just think is hilarious. Thank you for that, Lynn. Sam's in from Darlington. Sarah Brown's in. Good day, Sarah. The lovely Linny, who was our Craft Factor guest on Friday. She was excellent, wasn't she? She's in. She's saying hello. I'm going to try and emulate her unicorn hair colouring from yesterday. Love that. Gemma's in Chesterfield. Stephen saying hi as well. Catherine, Panda. Loads of you saying hi today. Should we dive in then and have a little look what we've got coming up on this show? Don't forget though about the winter sale. Today is the last day. Don't get FOMO. Make sure you go over there and check that out. Your last day to grab up to 70% off of selected products. So go check that out. But let me share with you what we're going to be looking at in this show. Starting off with a 13-piece water reactive ink pad collection. Really beautiful colours within this one here. £50 or $70. That saves you £15 or $20. That's essentially, you're getting 3 of them for free in that bundle, which is awesome. We've also got the quick dries as well. Lily's going to take us through all of these and what they do during the next 90 minutes. Again, £40 or $56 if you're a platinum member and you want to grab that load of lovely colours. We've also got the opaques. The opaques, I'm going to say, are my favourites. I'm going to put my neck on the line. I love the opaques. Great for heat embossing. £50, $70 again. A really lovely selection of colours. Lots of really luscious reds and blues and purples in there. We also have the metallic ink pads for you also. These are gorgeous. They've got that wonderful metallic finish to them. $22.99 or $37.99 if you want to get a hold of those. We've also got some waterproof dye ink pads for you, the Finesse ones. That's a duo there of those for $7.98 or $11.98. We also have the alcohol proof ones as well. Again, $7.98 or £11.12. We're going to come back, we're going to look first at the water reactive ones. I'll quickly whiz you through the colours that you are getting in here because it's a gorgeous selection here. The first one you've got is the fuchsia, one of my absolute favourite colours. Love that kind of hot pink that you've got there. Smoke plume, you've also got the smoked emerald, the green topaz, the pine tree, you've got grasshopper, spring meadow, friar brown, sandstorm, damson wine, the jet black, which is very striking, the lagoon, and also another one of our all-time favourites, the parakeet in there as well. Water reactives are our most popular ink pad that we bring to you here at Crafters Companion. Lily, why is it these ones? What makes these ones so popular? Because people absolutely adore these, don't they?
Yeah, these are absolutely fabulous. So they're great for all your backgrounds, if you want to do all your blending, when you're inking your edges perhaps of your pattern papers, if you want to be adding water and doing all your splatting techniques. There's so much you can do with these water reactive ink pads. You can even paint with them. So wow. They're definitely an absolute must-have in your crafty stash. And there's such a great selection of colours in that bundle that we've got today. Yeah. So definitely one that you really want to be popping in your carts.
Yeah, they are fantastic. What I would say as well, don't forget to go over to the website. There's lots of like accoutrement for your ink pads over on the website. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Hit the shop the show button and there's things like stencils there. I can see great embossing folders, stamps, the Get It Got It Good, the daubers are available for you too, so make sure you go and check out everything that's available. Right then, Lily, where would you like to start on this Sunday?
Right, I think we'll go right back to basics with our water reactives. So we've got lots and lots of different colours in the range, and we've got that lovely bundle of 13. So you've got lots of different colours that you can choose from. And what we've tried to do is we've tried to put together a really nice mix of different colours. So it doesn't matter what style, what sort of projects you like to create with, you should have lots and lots to go out there. And it's great if you are starting out with your inking. You've got something there for lots of different occasions. But I just want to talk to you a little bit, first of all, about the actual ink pads. So all of our ink pads within this Spectrum Raw range, they're all this lovely oval shape, which means that they're really, really easy to hold. And they're not tiny little ink pads, they are a really good size. You might think for that price that they're going to be sort of the miniature style ink pads, but not at all. They're absolutely lovely, packed full of ink. And they're going to give you so much craftability. You're going to love crafting with these. So with our Harmony water reactive inks, these are actually dye-based inks, and we use them a lot of the time for blending and distressing. I tend not to stamp with these. These are more for your backgrounds than anything else, and that's exactly what we're going to do to start with. So I'm starting off with my smoked emerald. I've just chosen a few colours from the bundle that we've got on today's show. That wasn't a good start, I fell off there. And I've taken one of my blending tools. Now we've got loads of these on the website, and I believe we've got quite a few on the show as well of our blending tools. We've got lots and lots of different options within the Spectrum Raw range, whether you prefer the round blending tool like we're using here. So what you get with these is you get the separate tool, and then it's got sort of a Velcro fastening, and then you get your refills as well, so you can get these separately as well. So I tend to use one refill for each sort of colour group. So I might have one for all my dark greens, I might have one for all my pale blues, and then you're not really contaminating your colours too much. And these are really, really easy to work with. They're really easy to grip with the handle. And the best way to work with these is to blend in a circular motion. What you'll find is that's going to give you the sort of smoothest laydown of colour onto your cardstock.
What I love about this, you don't seem to get those tide marks, Lily, that you get sometimes with other ink pads.
Absolutely not. With a lot of ink pads, they don't blend as well as these do. These blend absolutely seamlessly. And sometimes what people will advise you when you are doing your blending is that you need to get some ink on your dauber, then blot it off on your mat, and then sort of take a run up before you start blending. But you don't even need to do this with these particular ink pads, because they've been designed specifically for blending, and they blend so well. I'm literally taking the ink off my ink pad onto my blending tool and straight onto my cardstock, and it blends absolutely beautifully. And if you do have areas where it's not blended absolutely perfectly, just continue to go around in that circular motion, and you'll get that beautifully blended finish. Now I'm going to change up my colours. I'm going to go next to, let's go for Lagoon. So this is a lovely sort of dark bluey tone. I'm going to start to create an ombre, so we're going to build up the colour onto our cardstock. Now I'm working onto stamping card.
When everyone says ombre, I always think of hombre, which is the Spanish word for like man, isn't it?
Man, yeah.
Everyone says, oh, we're going to do a lovely ombre, and I'm like, ole, hombre.
It's funny, sometimes if you type it, it will auto-correct it to ombre.
Does it?
And it's like, that's not quite what I meant. But yeah, you can create gorgeous ombre effects with these ink pads, and because they blend so beautifully, you can be creating rainbow effects. You can be going right from your reds through to your oranges and your yellows and your greens, or you can be doing just like I am here and sticking to fairly close sort of similar tones, and you'll get that lovely, more subtle ombre effect.
Are there, you know how when we watercolour, let's say for instance, with our aqua markers,
yeah,
some colours don't work and some colours do work. Is it the same for ink pads? Do we use the same rule of thumb, or is there something different to bear in mind?
What do you mean, sorry, say?
So you know certain aqua markers, for instance, will blend together,
yeah,
and certain ones won't. Is it the same rule of thumb for a water reactive ink pad?
Kind of, yeah. It's sort of a similar sort of idea. So if you're blending two really, really different colours, you might get sort of a muddy effect.
Right, okay.
So you do sort of want to bear that in mind. But definitely just have an experiment, have a little play, and sort of see what works out for you. So I'm using ink pad colours that are fairly similar here.
Okay.
So I know that they're going to blend really, really well, and I'm going to get a really lovely effect on here. And I'm not going to get any sort of muddiness of the colours.
I'm absolutely loving your fluffy jumper today, Lily.
It's nice and cosy.
It is.
It's not warm out today.
No, it's not.
I went for a run this morning. It was quite icy out.
Yes, it was very icy. It's much colder here than I've just driven up from home this morning. It's much colder here than it was back at home.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Anne Lee has got a question.
Oh, yeah.
She says, I'm confused.
Oh, no.
I have Finesse alcohol-proof dye and Finesse waterproof, Harmony opaque pigment. How many other types are there?
Right, so we're going to be running through all of them in the show today, so it's going to be absolutely perfect for you. So we have got our water reactive dye, which is what we're using at the moment. We've also got our Harmony quick dry. Then we've got our Harmony opaque pigment. Then we've got our Midas metallic. Then we've got our Finesse waterproof. And finally, we've got our Finesse alcohol proof.
Amazing. Do you think there's room in someone's crafty stash for all of them, Lily? Or is it a case if you've got that one, you don't need that one, or if you've got this one, you don't need that one?
There's definitely room in my crafty stash for all of them.
Okay.
The thing is, they all do different jobs. It's very much horses for courses. They've all got different uses, and that's what we're going to be hopefully showing you throughout today's show. So yeah, you definitely need all of them, and you need a nice wide range of colours as well.
I mean, most of our crafty viewers have full set syndrome as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Nice to have all of everything.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so you can see really, really easily and quickly here, we've built up our colour onto our background. And that looks really, really quite nice, but should we take it one step further? We're talking about how they're water reactive. They are dye-based ink pads, and as the name suggests, they react with water. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take a paintbrush, a little bit of water, and we're just going to splat that onto there like so. If you prefer, you can actually do it another way, and you can use your fine spray misters. Should have these on the website, and that'll give you slightly more water adding onto there. Then all we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of kitchen roll, and the longer you leave this before dabbing it off, the more colour that's going to lift off. All we do is just dab some kitchen towel over the top of there, and that removes the colour. So it's like a faux bleaching sort of effect.
It's a bit galactic almost, isn't it?
It is definitely, and depending on the colours that you choose, you could get a really, really sort of spacey
it looks like
sort
the
of feel.
image you get from the Hubble telescope.
Yes, it does, but a lot easier. We don't have to go anywhere near as far to get that.
You don't even need to need the warmth for your craft room.
Yeah,
fabulous.
Absolutely. But what about if we take one of our sparkle pens? This is our clear sparkle pen, and just do a similar technique. Just flick that onto there, just like so, and then we can do a similar thing where we get our piece of kitchen towel, just dab it over the top, just to lift that colour up. And then not only have we lifted the colour away from there, we've also added a little bit of clear sparkle onto
Timothy
there.
was just asking what colours you used on this particular project.
Yeah, of course. So the colours are smoked emerald, and these should all be in the bundle. So you've got your smoked emerald. We also used, so that was the first one we used, and then we went into the lagoon, and then we went onto the parakeet, and finally at the bottom we used our pine tree.
Beautiful.
So there's no sort of particular rule. You don't have to use 2 colours, 3 colours, 4 colours. It's completely up to you how many you want to pop onto there. But how easy was that to build up our own background? And of course we could be stamping over the top of there. We've got some lovely silhouette stamps on today's show. So that's just sort of the start of your projects. But how fun was that to create? And think of all the different colour tones you could be using to create backgrounds just like that one.
Absolutely gorgeous. Really is. Let me just quickly recap what's in then the water reactive bundle that we have for you, the colours you're getting. So you have your fuchsia, which is this one just here. You will also get the smoke plume. This one here is a smoked emerald, green topaz. We have pine tree, grasshopper, spring meadow, the friar brown, the sandstorm, damson wine, jet black, lagoon, and also last but by no means least, one of my favourite, the parakeet in there as well. 13 ink pads in there. Essentially you're buying 10 and getting 3 for free, which is amazing. Something else you might want to use with those are also really fantastic. For anything you need to do some sort of finer detail on, the daubers are fantastic. They are back in stock for you as well. Lots of you absolutely love these. $19.99, $26.39, 20% saving for you. Your platinum price here, under £16, just over $21. I know a lot of you love to use these, and a lot of you have an individual set of these for each type of your ink pad as well. Brilliant for getting into those finer details. Also fantastic maybe if you want to just edge a project or just put a little bit of accent on it, then absolutely you can do that. Kimberly says, love that diagnosis, full set syndrome. I think I may have that. And Mary Beth, loving that background there as well. Right, we're going to be back in just a moment. Let me share with you all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up. I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend. Quick Buy. Get yours now. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
There we are. Let me take you through the next product we're going to look at. Quick Dry Inkpad is the next one we're going to take a look at. As Lily was saying, there's definitely room for all of these in your stash. These ones are great for stamping, and Lily's going to show us why in just a second. So in here you've got the Ocean Blue, you also have Plum Jam, Honey Pot, Crushed Velvet, loving the purples and the blues in this particular collection. The Parakeet, always one of your favourites, Sandstorm, Grasshopper, Damson Wine. Then you have Pine Tree, Twilight Grey, Green Topaz, the Smoked Emerald, and the Lagoon as well in there. £50 or $70 again, which is brilliant. Platinum members £40 or $56 if you want to get your hands on these. Remember, you can watch and shop at the same time over on the website craftscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Don't forget as well, it is the last day of the winter sale, so make sure you are snapping up any of those last minute bargains over on the website. On the website? What's a website? I'm very lispy today. I don't know what's going on. I can't really talk properly. Anyway, Quick Dry ink pads, Lily. Where are these going to sit in our stash? What are we going to be using these for?
So they are absolutely perfect for all our stamping needs. So because they're quick dry, it means they're going to be great for all our layering stamps. So we've got some stamps in our collection at Crafters Companion that are layering stamps, and these are going to be absolutely perfect for all your stamping with your layering stamps, because we're not going to have to wait for the layers to dry, which is a little bit boring, a little bit annoying. If we stamp one layer and then we're going to have to wait or maybe heat set it before we actually go to stamp the next layer. These are going to dry almost instantly.
Fabulous.
So it speeds up our crafting so we can get on with the fun bits. I'm just going to take you through what the ink pads actually look like when you get these home. So again, it's like exactly the same sort of shaped ink pad. We've got that lovely oval shaped, and if we take the lid off, we'll see it's this raised, it's very dense pad that we've got there. It's a dense foam pad, and they're really, really juicy and packed full of ink, and they're going to give us a lovely coverage when we're doing all our stamping. So I'm going to bring in some of the stamps that we've actually got on today's show. These are our interchangeable stamp and stencils, and we've got a lovely collection of these that we've got on the show for you today, and these work really, really well with our quick dry ink pads, because like I was saying earlier, with our layering stamps like these are, it means we can just get on with the crafting, and we don't have to worry about things drying and waiting between the layers. We can just get on with it.
I'm so impatient, Lily, as well, so these sound right up my street.
Right up your street, yeah, it definitely is right up mine as well. I just want to get on with the crafting. I don't want to be messing around waiting for layers to dry. We haven't got time for that. We've got crafting to be doing, don't we?
Absolutely.
So if we have a look at these stamps, and I must say mine are a little bit mucky, so I do apologise. They're just well loved, as we say. They look a little bit funny to start with, because they are layering stamps, they're sort of broken down into the different layers. So when you look at them separately, they do look a little bit strange. But there is full instructions on the website of how to use these, so there's no worry there at all. I'm going to hold your hand the whole way through, so you don't need to be worrying about how you actually pop these together. So I'm starting off with the first layer, which is the foliage, and I've just got a piece of cardstock, and I'm using my stamp platform. This is absolutely perfect for all your layering stamps, as it just means that we can line them up really, really easily. And if we do miss a little bit when we're inking up our stamps, we can always go back in and re-stamp over the top. So I'm starting off with Green Topaz, which is this lovely greeny, slightly bluey tone. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my ink pad to my stamp, and I'm just lightly tapping over there. You can see what a lovely even coverage of ink we get all over our stamp. Because these ink pads are absolutely perfect for all our stamping needs, it gives us a lovely coverage of ink all over our stamp. We're not getting any sort of pooling or beading of ink onto our stamp, and you can see that gives us a perfect stamped impression every time. If we had missed a little bit of an area when we were inking up, or perhaps when we were stamping, all we need to do is we need to take our ink pad, re-ink over the top, and because we've used our stamp platform, we can just go and stamp over the top, and it'll be in exactly the same place, so that'll be really, really easy to go back over the top should we need to. But in this instance, it stamps absolutely perfectly. Right, so next we're going to go with the next layer. So I'm going for this one next, and tend to work when I'm using my my layering stamps. I tend to do my darkest layers first and then building up to my palest layers. I'm just going to line that up over the top. I'm not worrying too much about where I'm putting the layers, because they're sort of separate elements rather than different layers of one particular image. Like one layer, different layers of one flower. I'm not worrying too much about where I'm actually placing them. I'm just going where sort of looks right on the image. And what's going to give us a nice little composition onto here. So I'm taking my crushed velvet next, and I'm just inking that up in exactly the same way. You can see what a lovely juicy ink pad we've got onto there. And I'm just going to turn this back round. I'm going to stamp this out again, just like so.
Fabulous. Suzanne says, travelling south to Florida from New York. Oh, lovely. Great show for the ride. Good morning. Great to see you both. She goes on to say, Lily, you are wonderful.
Oh, well, thank
nice
you ever so much. That's absolutely lovely. Thank you so much. That's, yeah, brightens up a dull Sunday, doesn't it, that?
It
for
does
sure.
indeed. It really, really does.
It's lovely to be here crafting with you today, and I have to say I absolutely love all my colouring and all my ink pads, so this is like a dream come true show for me, this. And we're just going to go on now with our final layer. I think I'm going to go for that way, I think. We're lining that up. As you can see, we're building up this image really, really easily using our quick dry ink pads, and you can see how easily this stamp, how well this stamp, we get those lovely crisp defined images.
I like this idea of just laying the stamp over the image in order to line it up. I know you can line them up, can't you, on the platform if you want, but
yeah,
this actually seems like quite a nice straightforward way of doing it, laying the stamp over.
Yes, if you're new to your layering stamps and you're sort of concerned about it, don't be. I'm just sort of, let's be honest, I'm sort of making it up as I go along. I'm just seeing
Welcome to my world, Lily.
Yeah, well, yeah, there we go. That's what crafting's all about, isn't it? If it looks right to your eye, it's right. It's what, you know, what I always say. If you think it looks right, then it's absolutely perfect. It's definitely right. We don't have to follow rules. There shouldn't be rules in crafting. It should just be about enjoying ourselves and having fun.
No, we don't follow the rules here, Johnny says.
No rules, thank you very much. So next what we're going to go on with is we're going to add one of the sentiments into the middle of here. We've got lots to choose from. Let's go for, that's quite a nice one, wishing you peace and happiness.
Nice.
That's quite a nice heartfelt sentiment, let's go for that. And then we're going to line that up just in the centre, so you can see we left this area in the middle where there's no flowers. It's going to be perfect for our sentiments. So lining this up, and when I'm lining these up, I'm placing it stamped side down, so the raised side is touching my cardstock, and then that picks that up onto this sort of the lid, if you like, of our stamping platform. Then I'm going back in with my crushed velvet, just because it's my darkest ink pad that I've used, and I want the sentiment to sort of stand out. That's why I've gone with that colour. But of course, you could be using any colour you like. You could go in with black if you want. But I think purple works really, really nicely.
You get such a nice, clean, clear, crisp stamp with these, don't you?
Yeah, that's why they're perfect for all your stamping. If I was to have stamped this using my water reactives, I wouldn't have got that lovely, crisp, clean image, just because they're more for our inky backgrounds, like we saw earlier. But our quick dries are absolutely perfect for our stamping. Now, within this collection, we do also get our lovely stencils. And just to show you how quickly these ink pads dry, I've not heat set them at all. I've just literally just stamped that, as you guys have just seen, and I'm going in with one of my Opaque pigment ink pads. I'm not worrying about taping my stencil down or spraying it, which, you know, could be a mistake, but we don't need this to be absolutely perfectly sharp and crisp. We just want to add a little bit of colour into the middle, and I'm going in with my Pale Fig Opaque Pigment ink pad, which is one of the ones, of course, we've got on today's show. It's just this lovely pale purple colour.
Nice that we've got so many ink pads in stock at the moment, so I know with everything that's been going on, we've been really struggling, haven't we, to keep them in stock. So lovely, we've got all the different types in stock and some of our most popular colours as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting ink pads in, and they take a long time to actually get here. So we quite often don't have them in stock, so it's definitely a case, like the tape pens, like we were saying yesterday, when they're in stock, make sure you grab them, because like I say, we don't know when they'll sort of be back when they go. So you can see I inked over the top of there, but because we've used our quick dry ink pads, there's no smudging of the ink because it dries straight away, and then that just gives us that finishing touch, our stencil onto there. All you need to do is trim that down a little bit, matte and layer it onto a piece of coloured cardstock, straight onto your card base, and you can be creating really, really lovely, quick and easy cards. You could, of course, be taking your opaque pigment ink pads, and then you could be inking the edges. I could be doing this with my water reactives as well. As we saw earlier, they blend beautifully. But just to give that a little blush of colour, we could, of course, be inking the edges as well, and that would draw the eye into the centre. So very, very quick and easy to use your quick dry ink pad to build up a stamped image just like so.
Absolutely gorgeous. Love that, Lily. Really lovely, striking project there. Let me run you back through the colours that you're going to get in this particular collection then. So you're going to receive the Ocean Blue, which is that gorgeous, gorgeous blue. You've got the Plum Jam, Honey Pot, Crushed Velvet, Parakeet, Sandstorm, the Grasshopper. This one here is the Damson Wine, the Pine Tree, the Twilight Grey. You've got the Green Topaz, the Smoked Emerald, and the Lagoon in there as well. £50, $70, £40, $56 for Platinum members. Essentially, you're getting 3 of them for free within that particular collection. Let me show you some of the stamps and stencils that we've got on the show as well. So this is a silhouette stencils and stamp collection. 73 elements in there. You're getting cardstock included as well. $55.99 or $65.49 if you want to get your hands on those. We also have the interchangeable stamp and stencil collection. These are the ones that you've just seen Lily crafting with there. So if you want to do that exact project, then these are going to be the ones you need. $50.99, $58.99 if you want to get your hands on those. The mix and match sentiments, brilliant, brilliant saving for you on these. You save $73.46 or $83 here. Plus you get your Platinum discount on top, or your Club Inspired discount. You're all in the club somewhere. That takes it down to $25.18 if you're a Platinum member. The next ones here are the balloon sentiments, stamps and dies. These are fabulous because these have got that really lovely sort of modern font in there, which looks like party balloons, which are great. This has got to be the best ever price on this, surely. $25.17, $31.36. Whacking great saving on that, saving 70% there, which is amazing. Stamps and dies in that one for you. We also have some botanical 3D embossing folders. Now, florals, of course, always popular. They are timeless. These ones particularly so. They're in a very classic style, which I love, and you're going to get 8 awesome embossing folders for that price. Some more best pricing for you as well on the Everyday Pattern Stencil Collection at $18.90 or $24.90, saving you £11 or $14 there on those. Really lovely modern stencils that you're going to find lots of things and projects to craft with. Beautiful, says Susan Elliott about that last project there. Let me move on to the Opaque Pigment ink pad collection, which is this one just here. These are my favourite. I think it's because you can heat emboss with them, and I love a bit of heat embossing. Now, let me take you through what you're going to get. The colours. You've got the lovely Chinese red, that lovely vibrant orange, the straw bale, the plum jam, fuchsia, green topaz, ocean blue, spring meadow. This one's a sandstorm. You're also going to get the crushed velvet, pale fig, and you'll get the pumice, and also finally the Oasis as well. So again, some of our most popular colours in there for you. The deal's the same across 3 different ink pad collections. You're getting 13, but you're only paying for 10, which is amazing. Any questions you've got about any of our ink pads, about any of these techniques that you see Lily do as well, you can get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. Right, what would you like to show us next, Lily?
Should we have a little look at our opaque pigment ink pads? I know you love these, Jo, and I've got to say,
I do love them.
I love them as well. But then, having said that, I love all the ink pads. So, like I was saying earlier, they've all got different uses, so we need them all. But we're going to have a look at how we can use these ink pads with our stencils. Now, we've got a fab bundle of stencils on today's show, and I've taken the scattered dots one, and I'm just taking some of my stick and spray, and I'm going to pop some of that onto the back of my stencil.
UK customers find it on our website. US customers, I think you can get it from HSN if you are across in the States, if you want to get that. It's a repositionable one. So the sprays are fabulous, aren't they?
Yeah, they are an absolute must-have when you're using your stencils, because they actually just keep them in position. It just makes it a lot easier. And I'm just not sure if this has actually got anything in. Might need to... Ah, there we go. That's better. I was thinking, oh, I'm just saying how wonderful these are, and it's not stuck down. But just leave it about 10 to 15 seconds, just for that to get tacky enough that it's actually going to stick into position. And then just place that down like so onto our cardstock. And then that is going to be all stuck down nicely. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take some of our opaque pigment ink pads. So I've gone for sort of really nice pinky and purpley tones. So I'm going to start off, I tend to start off with my darkest and work towards my lightest, but just, it's completely up to you really, whatever you find easier. But then I tend to go back in with different colours and sort of blend them out and just mix. And let's be honest, just having a play with our ink pads is what it's all about. I always say don't worry too much. At the end of the day, it's only a piece of cardstock. There's usually a way we can rectify it, but if not, like I say, it's only a piece of cardstock. We just go again, have another go, and try a different technique.
I guess when you get these home for the first time, no matter what ink pad you're going for, then might be a good idea just to sort of swatch some bits out, get some big sheets of cardstock, have a play, see how they blend together, and just work out how you're going to use them. Yeah,
definitely. The first thing I do when I get new ink pads, I might have had a delivery over Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Possibly. I don't have many ink pads, Joe. Only a few 100.
A few hundred, wow.
We don't, like we were saying yesterday, we don't count, we don't put a number to it.
No, we don't need that kind of negativity in our lives, Lily.
All we need to know is the colours that we've got. We just don't need a number.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But like I say, what I tend to do first is I'll just get a piece of scrap paper or card, and I'll literally just smooch out the colour just like so onto the piece of cardstock, just literally to see the colours, because you do get a really good indication on the lid, but because that's printed onto plastic, you'll never get the true colour representation of when you actually use your inks. So I'll literally just lay out the colours, have a little look, I'll choose my favourite colours, think about what project I'm going to use them for, and then I'll just get started getting inky and messy and just playing and having fun, which is what it's all about. Fabulous. Inks are so much fun, and there's so many uses. You don't have to be doing really, really messy crafting to use your inks. You don't have to be doing mixed media. We can use them in our card making. We can use them when we're using our dies. They're great for inking through our dies. They're just fantastic things to have in your crafty stash, and lots of different types of ink pads with lots and lots of different uses.
It's funny because the pigment ones, I mean, I don't tend, when I think about them, I don't think about blending with them, but they do blend beautifully, don't they? I know it's not something we tend to, not the sort of go-to use for them, really.
Yeah, so we tend to think, when we think of blending, we tend to think of our water reactives, but we can definitely use in our opaque pigments. They'll just, as the name suggests, give us a slightly more opaque, more intense finish when we're doing our blending, but they do blend absolutely beautifully because they have this slightly longer, what we call an open time, and basically all that means is that they don't dry instantly. That's one of the reasons why they're absolutely fabulous for our heat embossing. So they've got this longer open time. It means that we can go in, we can rework that colour, we can blend them all together and create fabulous backgrounds like we are here. So earlier when we used our water reactives, we sort of worked in an ombre sort of effect. So we went from our that sort of gradation of colour, whereas here I'm just going in sort of random patches. I'm just laying down the colour. I'm working with my fuchsia now, so I started off with my crushed velvet and then I went on to my plum jam, and now I'm using my fuchsia, and this, I have to say, it's one of my favourite colours. Pinks is, I love my pinks and purples. Had to choose these colours. I started off with something different, so I did do very well, but I had to go for my pinks and purples now.
But I think everyone definitely has their favourite colours, don't they? Their go-to colours.
Yeah.
The fuchsia, the lemon tonic and the parakeet together is my favourite combo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds fabulous. Lovely, cheery, happy colours. It's definitely what we need on a dreary January day like it is today. Then finally going to go in with my pale fig. This is going to sort of, with it being a paler tone, it's going to sort of bring all the colours together, just like so. Just going to carry on blending. And I'm working in circular motions, again like I did earlier when we were creating our background. And I'm using the round blending tool. If you prefer the square one, then by all means use your square blending tool. Or if you want slightly more precision, perhaps you want to actually do the different dots in different colours, then in that instance your finger daubers would work absolutely brilliantly. But finally, we're going to have the moment of truth, the big reveal, which is where we're going to actually remove our stencil. And hopefully we haven't applied too much of our stick and spray.
Oh, wow.
But look at that.
That's incredible.
So how quick and easy was that to create? And can you see we've got some of the stick and spray on there? Make sure you clean your hands, and then all you need to do is literally just rub that away and that will come away. But do make sure you've got clean hands, because being there, done that, and then you get lots and lots of different colour, and we'd have to be chopping this down. But that is how easily we can build up our backgrounds using our opaque pigments and our stencils.
I love that it gives you that sort of slight chalky finish as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Really nice. They're almost like a sort of the Inkpad version of a chalk paint almost, they feel like, which is brilliant. Great deal for you on these today, remember. And you are getting some of the most popular colours within there. You're essentially getting 3 of these for free when you get them in this combination. I'll quickly whiz you back through the colours that you're getting. Chinese red, orange, straw bale, plum jam, the fuchsia, green topaz, ocean blue, spring meadow, the sandstorm. You've also got crushed velvet, pale fig, pumice, and you'll get the oasis in there as well. £50 or $70 becomes £40 or $56 for platinum members, so make sure you snap those up. We're going to move on. We're going to have a little look at these next ones. I would say of all the ink pads, these are probably the ones we see the rarest, so it's really lovely to have a 6-piece collection of these and have them all in stock as well, which is brilliant. Let me take you through the colours that you've got, and then I'll get Lily to whiz us through what these do. So you've got the blue organza, the amethyst, the rose satin, pink lace, the blush, and you'll also get the rose gold in there. So all in those beautiful metallic tones, saving over 20% for you as well, which is fantastic. Platinum members are looking at $18.39 or $30.39 if you want to get your hands on these ones. Don't forget also about the winter sale. I know it's the last day today. I'm going to be nagging you all day about making sure you check it out before all of those juicy deals disappear. Also, New Year, New Craft is happening over on the website as well, so make sure you go over there and check that out. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Maybe you're going to try something new for the first time. I'm going to be having a little dibble dabble of something new as well throughout the month, so stay tuned for that. Metallics, you can't have too much shiny in your life, can you, Lily? I don't think.
Oh my goodness, no. These are absolutely gorgeous ink pads. They are so juicy. They're completely packed full of metallic pigment. They're just absolutely, dare I say it, they're delicious. That's the best word I can think of for them. They are absolutely, they're sumptuous. Oh, they're lovely.
I think we can tell Lily really loves these ones.
I quite like them, believe it or not. Yeah, they're all right. I must say, I remember the first time I actually used one of these, and I have to say in the past, I have tried certain metallic ink pads, and they're not particularly metallic. You can't use them on black card. They're not particularly strong. I could genuinely not believe how much pigment these were packed with, and how you can use them on your black cards and your white cards and your any colour cards, and this technique and that technique. Let's get started. Let's bring in some of the embossing folders we've actually got on today's show. These are stunning.
Aren't they gorgeous? Really sort of timeless and classic, the florals in these.
Absolutely. Flowers. I think lots of you guys know at home how much I love my flowers. Flowers and butterflies, it's where it's at for me, for sure. And I know a lot of you guys at home are the same. These are timeless designs. They're going to work for so many recipients. But they're not only embossing folders, oh no, they are 3D embossing folders. Fabulous. So they give us that fabulous, I always think of it looks almost like it's been carved out of marble, I always think.
got a real sculpted look to it.
Yes,
hasn't it?
very much sculpted. Oh, they're stunning. If you think embossing folders are good, wait till you've seen 3D embossing folders. So I remember the first time I saw them, I was like, wow. They're absolutely fabulous. So all I've done is I've taken a piece of white cardstock, about 7 by 5 inches. These are 5 by 7 inch embossing folders. Run that through my Gemini Junior. Oh, look
amazing.
how absolutely stunning. You get effects like that so easily. Now that is our deboss side. How well does it work on the deboss side actually?
Really well.
But the proper side,
Incredible.
if you like, look there, we've got our emboss side. And look how fabulous that looks. Like I was saying, it looks like it's been carved. I always think from something like marble or ceramic. Looks like something you might see perhaps more in home decor, in architecture.
I always think sometimes on white, when you emboss a piece of cardstock, a lot of embossing folders, it's kind of difficult to see. You're like, can you see it? Can you not see it? Let me put some ink on it. With that, even on the white, you can see the dimension that you've got there.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks incredible, doesn't it? But should we bring it to life even more? So we're talking about these absolutely fabulous Midas metallic ink pads, and we can, of course, still be doing all of our blending with these as well. So I'm going to take my pink lace. I'm going with one of my square blending tools. I think we call these square, but they're actually rectangular.
No, I've never been able to get my head around that.
Do you know what? I've never thought of that until now. How bizarre. But yeah, square rectangular blending tool. And again, even though I'm using my square rectangular blending tool, I'm working in my circular motions still, because that's going to give us the smoothest lay down of colour onto our embossed image. And this is just going to make it pop. It's going to absolutely bring it to life. You could be going in with your finger daubers and highlighting the green areas in green ink for your leaves, and you could be doing your flowers in your pinks. But do you know what? Even just using one colour, your pink, all over your image. And I'm adding a little bit to the edges of the piece as well, just to frame it and really, really bring the eye into that stunning detail that we've got in the embossing folder. You've got a range of different designs within this collection of your 3D botanical embossing folders. So lots of different gorgeous flowers to be doing lots and lots of different techniques with. You could even be embossing this multiple times, snipping into them and layering them up. You don't have to use the image just in its entirety, but how absolutely stunningly fabulous does that look? Just with a tiny little bit of ink onto there, it makes such a difference. But we were talking about black card, weren't we?
We were indeed.
So all I've done is I've used exactly the same embossing folder, just onto black card, and we can see that really, really nicely with both the embossed and the debossed side. Do you know what? Shall we work with the deboss side this time, just to mix it up a little bit? And I'm going to go in with my blush. So we use the pink lace to start with, now we're going in with our blush.
Can we blend two colours together with our metallics?
Absolutely.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's not working as well on the deboss side, so let's go on the embossed. But adding in some of the ink onto there, we can see even on the black card, even with a fairly pale, this is one of our paler colours within the range, even with our pale ink pads, can see the detail. It looks almost like gilding wax. It looks like it's being gilded. And I must say, I would never expect that we could get this level of intensity from a metallic ink pad onto jet black card. This is, of course, our matte black cardstock, which you'll find on the website, of course. My absolute go-to for black cardstock. I have to say, I get through tons of the stuff. I love using my black cardstock for my mats and layers. It really does draw your eye in, especially if you've got stamped images.
Sarah Kay says, I used this rose folder last night, posted pictures on the I'm a Crafts Companion Facebook group. Stunning. The TV doesn't show the full wow of these folders. They look amazing on screen, but they are going to look even better in person, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also Mary Rhino says, I just love metallic inks. I think everyone that's got these home and tried these, Lily, seems to absolutely wax lyrical about them, almost be a bit evangelical about how awesome they are. So maybe today's going to be the day that you're going to get them home and try them whilst they're on that special offer. 20% off is your saving, $22.99, $37.99. It is getting busy on these now. Lovely that we've got 6 of them in stock. When we've had them previously, and a lot of times we've only had a couple of colours in, so that looks gorgeous, Lily.
Yeah, so you can see the difference between the white and the black, but the ink pad's working beautifully on both your dark and your light cardstocks. But those embossing folders, You've got to throw them in your basket. You've got to get some of those.
You have
How
to.
fabulous are those?
Do not miss out.
Love it.
Do not miss out on those. Right, 1839, 3039 for platinum members. Nina says, I think the square is because of the edge, not the actual shape. Good point. Yes, the edge is a 90-degree angle, isn't it? Who knows? We'll never know. It's just one of those things that maybe we'll never find out the answers to. There's a lot of very, very full baskets over on the website. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get yourselves checked out, and then we'll see you back for some more crafting on the other side of this. Here's all the details of US delivery.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Absolutely, we do create every single day. We're going to move on. I'm going to look at a couple of ink pads which are perfect for adding or helping you with your colouring projects. So we're going to look at the Finesse waterproof ink pad first. So you're going to get it into 2 different colours. In the Flagstone, you also receive it in the Pebble as well, $7.98 or $11.98 if you want to get those. You also then have the Noir, the alcohol proof as well as a different option, and that's going to come to you in the Noir Black and also in the rustic brown as well. $7.98 or $11.98 if you want to get your hands on these. These real essentials, Lily, aren't they, when it comes to your crafty stash?
Yeah, these are something that you absolutely need. So when you're thinking about all your different colouring, how you're going to be colouring your stamped images, these are the ink pads you need to be thinking about. And whether you're colouring using your water-based mediums, you're going to be going for your waterproof ink pads. And we've made it really easy because we've actually put the clue in the title of the ink pad. So it takes the thinking and sort of guesswork out of which ink pads we need to use for what. And then if you're using an alcohol-based medium, like a lot of our Spectrum Noir range, we're going to go for our alcohol-proof ink pad. But I just want to prove to you just how they actually do exactly what they're supposed to. Okay. So I've taken one of my stamps. This is from one of the collections I've got on today's show, the Balloon Sentiments stamp set. And I've gone for this lovely bunting stamp. And as usual, I'm using my fabulous 8x8-inch magnetic stamping platform. And I've taken a piece of stamping card, just some white stamping card, and I've just popped that into my stamp platform. You can see we've got this raised felt pad, and I'm using the flagstone colour of our waterproof ink pads, and I'm taking my ink pad once again, like I did when we were stamping with the quick dries, and just ink up that stamp really easily like so, and then just turn our stamping platform lid over and stamp out our image onto our cardstock just like so. And straight away I'm going to really quickly get some water and a brush and just go over like that. You can see no smudging, no smearing, no bleeding. As soon as we stamp that out, I've added loads of water, far more than you'd actually be using when you are colouring, and that colour has not moved at all. It's brilliant, isn't it? So you don't need to wait, you don't need to heat set it, you don't need to think, oh, is it going to be dry yet? Is it going to smudge? Absolutely not. And that's adding far more water than you ever would. You can see the shine of the water on there.
No bleeding whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, you could get in as close as you wanted, and there's not a tiny bit of bleeding of our stamped image. So when we talk about them being water reactive ink pads, we're really not, waterproof even, waterproof ink pads, we're really not joking. They are absolutely waterproof, which is what you want when you're colouring with any water-based mediums. That could be your sparkle pens, it could be your aqua pens that you've got, it could be when you're watercolouring using your paints. Whatever water-based medium it is, when you're stamping, you're going to be wanting to go for your waterproof dye ink pads.
Fabulous. And remember, you're getting the flagstone and you get the pebble in there as well. So you're getting both of those colours. Just quickly show you those again. So that one there is the flagstone. You've also got the pebble within there too. 638, 958 if you want to get your hands on those ones. And then the alcohol proof as well then, Lily. Yeah,
so we're taking exactly the same stamp once again. We're laying that onto our stamping platform. We've got a piece of stamping card. I would probably usually be using my Nina cardstock if I was going to be actually colouring this in using an alcohol-based medium. Again, like all the ink pads within the range, and can you see I've got inky fingers? You can tell I've been having lots of fun with my ink pads this morning. We've got that same oval shaped ink pad, and when we take the lid off, this is the Noir black one of the alcohol proof, we've got that raised felt pad. And all we do is we're just going to ink up our stamp using that lovely little bunting stamp, inking it up in exactly the same way we did with our waterproof ink pad. And then we're going to turn that round and we're going to stamp the image out, just like so.
How do we find you on Facebook and Instagram, Jenny Briggs is asking?
So I am on Instagram, I'm at Lily Fletcher Craft, and on Facebook I'm Lily Fletcher Craft as well.
Fabulous.
Yeah, so it's just a page, so you can like that. I try and pop in lots and lots of sneaky peeks behind the scenes, little bits and bobs, little bits of inspiration for you guys, so I'd love for you to join me.
Fabulous. Make sure you go and check Lily out on the socials.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my blender pen. Now this is not really what you do when you're colouring, but with our blender pens, they contain the most alcohol of any of the colours within the range, because they're pure alcohol. We've not got any colour in there, which means that they are more likely with an ink pad that's not appropriate for our alcohol colouring. They're most likely to get the ink to smudge. But can you see there? I'm going straight over the top of my alcohol proof ink pad. I've not given it any time to dry. I've not heat set it. I've literally stamped it right now.
No
as you
time
guys
to dry.
have seen.
Wasn't that the new Bond film, Lily?
Yeah, that's the Spectrum Noir version.
Yeah.
It's a spin-off. Yeah, be fab that, wouldn't it? No time to dry.
It's all about Bond doing his laundry. No time to dry.
So can you see, even though I'm colouring straight over the stamped line like so, which is not really what you do when you're colouring, but just to prove a point, there is no smudging, there's no bleeding of that ink onto there, so it's going to give you perfect results every single time. As soon as you've stamped out your image, you can get your alcohol pens out, you can get colouring. Just goes so it's just you need the right ink pad for the right job, and once you do, there's no problems at all. You'll be away crafting really, really easily. So don't forget, for any of your water-based mediums, you're going to need your waterproof dye ink pads. And for any of your alcohol-based mediums, like your tri-blends, like your illustrators, your classiques, you'll need your alcohol-proof dye. So you definitely need both of them in your crafty stash, as they just have different uses.
Fabulous. Right, let me just show you again then the alcohol-proof ones, what you're getting. You're going to get the rustic brown in there, and you will also get black. It's a real true black as well, that noir black. $7.98 or $11.12. Let me remind you of the quick dry ink pads. Very, very busy on these at the moment. Ocean Blue you will receive in here. It's a 13-piece collection. The Ocean Blue, Plum Jam, Honey Pot. We also have Crushed Velvet, the Parakeet, Sandstorm. Then we've got Grasshopper, Damson Wine, Pine Tree, Twilight Grey. This is a green topaz. You'll also get the smoked emerald, and you've got the lagoon as well. You're paying for 10, we're sending you 13, which is brilliant. Platinum members, you're looking at a price of £40 or $56 on those. Eve B asks, is Lily using the same white paper on all the samples? Are you mixing the papers up, Lily?
No, I've been using my white stamping card on all of the stamping that I've been doing today.
Fabulous. Also, yeah, any other questions you've got, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube, and I'll pop them across to the lovely Lily. Remember, there's lots of other awesome things on the show today. Blending tool, the finger daubers, lots of different embossing folders, stamps, stencils, loads of things that you're going to be able to utilise with these incredible ink pads, and you'll find that all over on the website craftscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Remember, that is where you can watch and shop at the same time, which is fantastic. Lots coming up today as well here on Crafters TV. Don't forget a flower forming masterclass. Very excited for that. That'll be coming up at 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast, 7 a.m. for you West Coasters, and then also Second Chance Sunday. We're closing out the week in style, and that'll be at 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast, 11 a.m. if you are across on the West Coast. Right, what would you like to share with us next, Lily?
Shall we have a little look at the lovely quick dries once again? Do
Yes,
a little bit more stamping. I know you guys are absolutely loving these at home. I have to say they are brilliant. I know sometimes it can be difficult to find an ink pad that actually stamps beautifully, which I know sounds a little bit ridiculous. So when we think of ink pads, we do think of stamping.
See, I've got to say, when I first saw ink pads, when I first started working in craft, I actually foolishly, Lily, presumed that the only reason for an ink pad was to ink a sentiment stamp and then stamp it out. That was genuinely not what I thought ink pads were for. Yeah. Now it seems to be the thing we do the least with them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, ink pads are just amazing. I think when I first started crafting, I thought, oh, ink pads, you just stamp with them. My goodness me, the world of ink pads is so much broader than that. We stamp, we ink, we do letter pressing, we do painting with them. There's so many things you could do with your ink pads, and today we're only really able to scratch the surface, and we'd need days and days, if not weeks, to show you all the things that you can do with ink pads. And you discover more all the time. The more you craft, the more different discoveries you make with your ink pads. But we're going to go sort of back to basics. I say sort of. Stamping, I suppose, with ink pads is sort of back to basics, but then we've brought out these layering stamps in the past few years that have become really, really popular because they give you such a fantastic effect, but are so easy to use. So it's kind of basic and it's kind of not, which is always quite nice. So at this time I'm using the Wild Meadow, and again this is from our fabulous interchangeable stamps and sentiments set that we've got on the show today. And I've started off again with my green topaz, so I'm starting with that base layer of the foliage, and we're just stamping that out. And we know with our lovely quick dry ink pads, we're going to get not only an image that dries quickly, as the name suggests, we're also going to get a beautifully crisp stamped image every single time, like you can see with this particular one that we've just stamped out here. And then we're going to go in with our next stamp. I'm going to move my magnet slightly out of the way. And can you see that these line up a little bit more perhaps than we did with the last image we stamped. So you want to sort of take a little bit more time just thinking about where you want to line that up. But like I say, I'm not going to be too fussy. I'm not going to be too worried about where it's going. I'm just going to line that up like so. I think that'll do. The thing about this style of these images is because they're quite a sketchy, a little bit of a whimsical sort of style to them. They're not really exact, they're not really precise, so they're going to work really, really nicely with the sort of style that's not all lined up, not perfect. It's a little bit doodly, so it's perfect if you are a little bit concerned about lining your stamps up. You don't need to be at all with these, because if you do get them slightly off, it actually adds to sort of the quirky nature of them.
These are the most popular of all the collections on the show today, actually.
Oh, that's interesting.
You guys are loving it, loving these, I should say. I think maybe a lot of you already own the water reactives, and especially the pigments, which are also very, very popular. Maybe today, whilst you've got them on this special promotion, is going to be the day you're going to maybe have your first foray into these quick dries. I think if you do want to stamp, these are the ultimate one, aren't they, for stamping with?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to give you those perfect stamp results every single time, like we're seeing here, which is absolutely fabulous. But I'm really excited for you guys. I wonder if we've got a lot of new crafters at home who are new to stamping. Yeah, we'd love to know, but I wonder if that's, you're thinking, right, maybe you're already a die cutter, maybe you've done a bit of that sort of thing, and you're thinking, right, I'm going to finally take the plunge, I'm going to get into stamping, I'm going to get myself the right ink pads so I know exactly that I'm going to get perfect stamp results every single time, and I'm just going to go for it. New year, new craft, so to speak, which is absolutely fab.
Maybe we've got some lurkers, Lily. You know, people have been watching for a little while but have never commented.
Yes.
Are you a lurker? Have you not been in touch yet?
We'd love to hear from you.
If you've been watching us for a while, or maybe even you're new today, but if you've not commented before, drop me a comment. Let me know where you're watching us from. I would love to know. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube.
Yeah, we'd love to know. Absolutely love to know. Right, so we've built up our image really, really easily. We've gone for slightly different tones. We've gone for our blues and our yellows. Blues and yellows work really nicely together, actually. It's a really nice, uplifting sort of colour palette. And then
got
we've
a real
got
sort of country kitchen feel to it, isn't
yeah,
it?
It does,
with the daisies, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I'm going in with our sentiment, going in with the ocean blue, just because, like we did with our first image, it was our darkest colour that we used. So it's just going to tie everything together and make that stand out a little bit more. And I've chosen wishing you many years of happiness, which I think is quite a nice sentiment to pop onto there. And then we're going to bring in the stencil like we did with our first card, just to show you how quickly these do dry. We can actually start blending over the top straight away. So I'm going to get one of my ink pads and I'm going to go for, what shall I go for? Let's go for this one. I'm going to go for one of my opaque pigments. It's a nice pale fig colour. I'm going to take my stencil, just like so. I'm going to work out which way around is going to work best. I'm thinking that's the best way around. There is sort of a right and a wrong way in terms of the sentiments within the collection to get it to work nicely, but it's totally up to you how you want to use them. And of course, if you want more precision in terms of your inking, you want a really, really crisp, defined stenciled image, of course, either tape it down or use your fantastic stick and spray. But I just want a little blush of colour onto there. I don't want anything too precise or defined. I just want to sort of pick out the colour in the centre. So I'm not taping mine down, I'm just holding it into position. But you can see the ink pad, not the ink pad, the stamped image has dried straight away. There's no movement of that colour. So they really are truly quick dry ink pads. So we're not having to wait around, hanging around, waiting for bits and bobs to dry. We can get crafting absolutely straight away. And like we showed earlier, we can of course be using our opaque pigment ink pads to ink the edges of our cardstock as well, and that's just going to draw the eye into the centre of that stamped image that we've used our quick dry ink pads to build up, using our interchangeable stamps and stencils to very, very easily build up that image. No colouring required, literally just our ink pads. Very, very easy to create an image like that with your lovely stamps and your ink pads. But so much fun to do.
Brilliant, yeah, and a real great time saver in your stash. You're not having to wait for these to dry. You're going to be able to layer them up quite easily and quickly as well. Let me take you back to the 13 colours that you're getting. So you've got the ocean blue, plum jam, honey pot, crushed velvet, which is this one just here. We've also got parakeet, the sandstorm, grasshopper, damson wine, pine tree. This one here's a twilight grey. You've got the green topaz, the smoked emerald, and also the lagoon in there as well. £50 or $70 if you want to get your hands on those ones. £40 or $56 as a platinum member. We are going to the water reactives next, which are these ones just here. Again, as I said earlier, the most popular ink pad that we bring to you in the Spectrum Noir range. These are the biggest selling of all of them. And in here, again, you'll get fuchsia, smoked plume, smoked emerald, green topaz, pine tree, grasshopper, spring meadow, friar brown, the sandstorm, damson wine, jet black, the lagoon, and you'll also get the parakeet in there as well. Again, same deal on these for you. You're getting 13, you're only paying for 10, and you can use your Club Inspire discount on top of there as well. Also, don't forget about the finger daubers. I know these come in and out of stock all the time. Not only are they in stock at the moment, they also have a 5th off of them, which is fantastic. They all come as well. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh gosh. I always choose to do this, don't I? And then, oh, I've ruined it. Has Lily got a box of them over there? No. Oh, I was going to open it, but now I've ripped it. Hang on, I'll open it on the end. Right, I'm not going to break the packaging, says the man that probably already has ripped it a little bit. Lily's got a set over there. Excellent. Thanks, Lily. Thanks for saving me.
I couldn't find them. It was Craig last night. Let's blame Craig. He hid them. Because when I was here yesterday afternoon and they were out on the side, but Craig's obviously hidden them on purpose, of course.
Of course, he knew, didn't he?
Let's blame Craig. But these are absolutely fabulous. And like Joe said, they go in and out of stock all the time. We really struggle to keep these in stock because you guys at home absolutely love them. You get the kit, you get the box to store them in, and you get 40 daubers. So you've got a lot to go out there. Apparently, we've been told now, Debbie Fisher puts one on each finger.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can't say that's something I do, but you know, each to their own. But I must say, I've always been a fan of the blending tools with the handles, and when I first saw these I thought, I'm not sure I'll get on with those, but honestly when I started using them I could not believe how easy they were actually to use, and they're great if you want to get a little bit more precision with your inking. Perhaps you've got an embossing folder like one of the 3D ones on the show and you want to perhaps add pink areas to the flowers and then you want to go in with green ink for the leaves. You can absolutely do this with ease with your ink daubers. They are absolutely fabulous, but they fit on a range of different finger sizes, so they're going to work for so many people.
And some people I know just prefer to hold them, don't they?
Yeah,
you don't need to pop them on your finger.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just hold them like that. You don't have to pop your finger inside them. It's completely up to you. But I have to say, I find these so easy to work with. And like I say, I must say I was a little bit of a doubter when I first saw them. I thought, no, I'm quite happy with my other blending tools, thank you. And then I tried them and I thought, actually no, I need these as well.
Yeah, great for any small areas, great for precision if you've got small stencils, especially delicate stencils as well, you know, very thin pieces on them. Whereas a larger blending tool would maybe move the pieces around. These are great for just being able to dab that detail in. We've got a lurker, Donna Langfield on YouTube saying hi. She says, hi, Joe Lily, I'm a lurker. Hi, everyone. Where are you? Donna, let us know. Christine is saying hi as well. She's a new stamper. Jane Wilson says, come out, lurkers. We're a friendly bunch. A bit madcap, but friendly. Oh, I know, that really is the case, isn't it? All of us included in that here in the studio as well, I like.
Absolutely.
The Enchanted Craft Fairy says, hi, all. Just tuning in, have a cup of coffee, gathering tips for the ink products. Yes, I hope you're having a lovely Sunday so far. We are going to have a little look at those water reactives, I believe, next, Lily.
Absolutely. So we've seen our blending. We can blend with these brilliantly. We can add our water, our sparkle pens over the top to bleach the colour. But what about bringing in some of these fabulous embossing folders that we have got on the show? So we've got our tulip embossing folder, and let's do a little bit of letter pressing. So I'm taking my fuchsia ink pad and onto the area, not the side that says Gemini, onto the other side. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink pad straight onto that embossing folder, and don't worry, this is not going to damage the folder. Afterwards we can literally just run it under a tap or apply a wipe over the top, and that's just going to take the ink off. After all, they are water reactive, which means that they're really easy to clean off. Because they react with water, we can literally just use water to wash them off, which is great if you are worried about your messy crafting. So you can see that this has just picked up the colour onto the background, and it's left the sort of foreground where the flowers are completely white and blank. And we're just going to take our piece of white stamping card. So again, using that same stamping card that I've been using throughout the show. It's 300 GSM. It's sort of your bread and butter of your white cardstock. It's your go-to. You can use it for your card bases. Of course, you can use it for stamping, as the name suggests. You can use it for all your blending, die cutting as well. It's brilliant. But here we're using it with our embossing folders. So just running that through our Gemini. Gemini Junior is actually like we would, oh, I've just seen this. It's exciting. Just like we would with any normal embossing without the letter pressing effect. Oh, you guys at home, this is so exciting. Let's open up the folder. And just by inking the background, look how much that makes that image pop. So the background we have inked, and the foreground we have left completely white. We can go in, if we have missed areas ever so slightly and you want to ink the edges a little bit more, just take one of your blending tools, or you could of course be using some of your fantastic finger daubers that we've got on today's show. Let's make use of those. See, that's using it without popping your finger in the middle, or you can pop your finger in the middle of the dauber, whatever you find easiest. You can ink the edges a little bit further if you've missed any of the edges there. But how about bringing in another colour into here? Shall we go in with a little bit of Lagoon? Let's get a bluey type dauber. Then we could even be picking out some of the colour in the centres using another colour of Inkpad. So we can be mixing it up and bringing in different colour, but because we are using our daubers, we can get into that precision detail. I must say I would struggle with using my larger tool. I'd struggle to get that precision in the centre like we have done here. But how quick and easy is it to create that letterpress effect? Keeping the ink in the background, your foreground stays white. You can of course be adding more ink onto there, but really, really quick and easy to do a fun technique just like that.
Beautiful, really, really gorgeous. One of so many things that you're going to be able to do with those water reactive ink pads. Let me just give you the colours again there for you. So in this particular collection, you're going to get the fuchsia, which is this one here. You've got the smoked plume, the smoked emerald, the green topaz, pine tree, grasshopper, spring meadow, the friar brown, the sandstorm, the damson wine, the jet black, the lagoon as well. And you'll also get the parakeet there as well, which is fantastic. Well, let's go back to those Midas metallic ink pads. You guys loving these? Great that we've got 6 of these in stock for you at the moment. And in here, you're going to get the blue organza. You've also got the amethyst, the rose satin. This one here is the pink lace. You've got the blush and also the rose gold within there as well. So make sure you grab those. 18, 39, 30, 39 if you want to get your hands on those. We've also got some silhouette stencils and stamps for you on the show. 73 elements within here. 55.99, 65.49 is your price on those ones. We also have the interchangeable stamps and stencils for you. A great collection here. These are the floral ones that you've seen Lily using in this show. 50.99 or 58.99 is your price on those. And the mix and match, great saving on these. The whole concept of these, that you can mix and match these together to create and curate your own sentiment. 31.47 or 35.59 if you want to get your hands on those. We also have the balloon sentiments available for you as well, which are these ones here. 69 elements, 25.17 or 31.36 is your price on those. And again, look at the saving. 58.74, 73.19. You're saving there on those. We also have some of the botanical 3D embossing folders for you as well. 8 in the set. Floral, so they're going to be timeless, but they are real classic design as well. Something you're going to really find quite easy to incorporate into a lot of different projects. 41.94 or 53.70 if you want to get those. We also have the square blending tool available for you with the refill and the craft mat as well. And you can see there, you're getting that with the mat, which is fantastic. In the square, or you can go for it in the round as well, which is completely up to you. Here is that round one, 14.99 or 19.99 is your price there on those. Right, we are going to come back and have another look, I believe, Lily. Are we going to finish off with those metallic ink pads, is that right?
We certainly are.
Fabulous.
These, oh, you guys know I absolutely love these, and I'm thinking I've not actually done this before, so we're actually experimenting live on air, which is quite exciting. But do you know what? That's absolutely what it's all about with your ink pads. So when you guys get these home, just have a play, just have an experiment. Go with things that you know work to start with, but then as you get a little bit more confident, start experimenting, start playing around, just seeing what you come up with, because that's what it's all about. That's where all the fun is. So we're taking another of these lovely 3D embossing folders. Can you tell I quite like these? I hide it well, but you know, they're all right. And I've taken the peonies. I have to say I'm a big fan of peonies. For me, this is going to sound a bit daft, but for me they are what I describe as a proper flower. Big and blousy, a proper lovely full flower, and that's really reflected in these fab embossing folders. And I'm doing the same technique as we did before, but with we used the water reactives last time, and now we're going in with our pink lace Midas metallic. So we're adding our ink into the folder, onto the side that doesn't say Gemini, onto the other side. And we're adding the ink onto there. You can use a brayer to do this if you find that easier. If you want more of an even coat of your ink onto there, we might even add in a little bit of the blush as well, just to get a slightly different bit of colour variation onto there. These two colours are fairly similar, so they do work really, really well together. If you want to be doing all your blending, because of course you can be doing your blending with your Midas metallics, and you can also even stamp with them, which is absolutely fabulous. So you don't just have to use your embossing powders to get a metallic stamped image. You can actually be using your Midas metallic pigment inks as well, and they are pigment inks. So you can of course use them with your embossing powders, like your clear embossing powders, so you can stamp your image, and then you can actually go in, add some of your clear embossing powder over the top, and that's going to give you that lovely shiny.
How quick do we need to work with the ink and the embossing pad, Lee? You know, like you did that quite a big background earlier using the other pigment ink pads. Would you be able to do all of that then emboss afterwards, or would you have to do sections as you went?
They don't dry very quickly, so you do have plenty of time. They do have fairly long open time. I wouldn't leave it all day, sort of thing. I wouldn't leave it an hour or anything like that, but sort of, you know, 5 or so minutes, you should be okay.
Brilliant.
Are we ready for the big reveal?
Yeah.
Can I just say it's worked and it's fabulous, guys. Look at that. Oh, it looks
almost looks like craft metal, doesn't it? It's like,
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It looks like craft metal. And how quick and easy was it to add the ink onto there? I think you could be using any of your colours that you've got in that bundle today of your metallic ink pads, but my goodness me, how easy was that to do? And if you want to be edging the piece like we did earlier, then absolutely you can be doing that, and that'll tie everything together and draw the eye in a little bit more. But wow, how easy was it to do our letterpress effects with our 3D embossing folders and our Midas metallic ink pads. Wow, love it, absolutely love it.
Really, really fabulous. What a great result. Let me just recap exactly what you're getting included in there then. You've got the blue organza, you will also get the amethyst, the rose satin, the pink lace, the blush as well, and the rose gold within there too. $22.99 or $37.99 is your price on those. We're going to go back to the water reactive ink pads. Let's take you actually through the different ink pad selections that we've got on the show today. So within the water reactives, the colours are varying across the different ranges. You're going to get the fuchsia, smoke plume, smoked emerald, the green topaz, the pine tree, grasshopper, spring meadow, friar brown, the sandstorm, the damson wine, the jet black, lagoon, and you'll also get parakeet in there as well. £50 or $70 if you want to go for those. In the quick dries, you'll get the following colours. So you'll get the ocean blue, plum jam, honey pot, crushed velvet, I love those deep purples, the parakeet, one of the all-time favourites, sandstorm, grasshopper, damson wine, pine tree, twilight, the green topaz, the smoked emerald, and also the lagoon in there as well. That is your quick dries, and then also remember we have those pigment ink pads too. I love these, my absolute favourite. You get that lovely chalky finish, and you're able to heat emboss with these as well. Chinese red, orange, straw bale, plum jam, fuchsia, green topaz, ocean blue, spring meadow, crushed velvet. You'll also get the pale fig, the pumice, the Oasis, and finally the Sandstorm as well. So that is your opaque pigment ink pads. We've also got the waterproof Finesse. You'll get that in the Flagstone and also in the Pebble, perfect for all of your watercolouring techniques that you might want to use. And then you've also got here the alcohol proof available for you as well, which is a Finesse alcohol proof in the rustic brown and also the noir black there. $7.98 or $11.12 if you want to get your hands on those. Don't forget, today is not only the last day for the winter sale over on the website, it's also the last day to get this week's Get It, Got It Good. And it could be the perfect item for you to maybe be doing a bit of a spring clean, maybe you're going to do some organising, sort out your crafty stash. And in here you're going to get Katie, Teresa, Brandy, Stephanie, Barbara, Shelley, Terry and Muriel as well. That's how Johnny says it. Muriel. You get them all in there. You've got something for every different sort of type and size of product. Great drawer organisers, great shelf organisers. Just a great way of knowing where all of your crafty stash is. They all store into that lowest tote as well. We've got a lot done, haven't we, Lily, in this particular show? I know we're not going to do a card of the show because we haven't done a finished card. I think something tells me you're going to win today anyway, you know.
I've got a funny feeling I might do.
Yeah,
but, you know, fingers crossed. We'll see how we go. But just a little recap of just a few of the techniques we've gone through today. Like I said, we've just been scratching the surface. There's so much more you can do, but this just gives you a little taster. So we started off with our water reactive. We did that ombre background. We added some water onto there, and then a little bit of our clear sparkle pen to create our almost galaxy-like background. Then if we look at our quick dries, so we did a little bit of our stamping using our layering stamps and stencils, using our quick dry ink pads to create those really pretty floral toppers. So that was our quick dries. With our opaque pigments, we used some of the stencils that we got on today's show to create that dotty background really easily using our pinks and purple tones there. That was our opaque pigment. Then we went on to doing a little bit of our letterpressing using our water reactive. How fabulous does that look? Really easy to create with our 3D embossing folders. We did a little bit of inking, so we did some embossing and then inking over the top on your pale and your dark cardstocks using our fabulous Midas metallic ink pads. And finally, the really exciting one is our letterpressing on our black cardstock using our Midas metallic ink pads and our 3D botanical embossing folders to create that almost like craft metal effect. Love it.
Really gorgeous. Absolutely brilliant. Really looking forward to our later show, Lily, as well. We're back together, aren't we? 3 p.m. for a masterclass.
Absolutely. Flower forming. Super exciting. Lots of techniques to share with you. It's going to be a good one, so make sure you join us at 3.
It is going to be a good one indeed. 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast. And then if we don't see you for that one, we'll see you back here for Second Chance Sunday a little later today as well. 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. for you East Coasters. Right, we're going to go and get some lunch, have a bit of a natter, but we'll see you back here in 90 minutes. Take care.